Long-distance relationships are tough, especially for a dog and human. Olivia discovered Rubio, a stray dog, and showered him with love. Stay tuned to learn what happens when a woman shows affection to a stray dog as he waits outside her building for 6 months. Before that, we have a similar story to share. Caesar. Hospital staff bear witness to intense and dramatic situations daily, where saving and losing lives is part of their heroic routine. Among them was Chris Manprim, a nurse at Hospital Regional Alta Vale in Santa Catarina, Brazil. One fateful night on December 9, 2018, at 3 a.m., Chris was making her rounds when a homeless man named Caesar was brought in for treatment of a persistent illness. The growing homeless population in the area had become a concern, and Chris and her colleagues were no strangers to treating them. As they inquired about Caesar's condition and story, they discovered he wasn't alone. Despite his challenging circumstances and lack of material possessions, Caesar's life was enriched by meaningful friendships. Looking just outside the hospital's front door, the staff saw a group of 4 faithful canine companions who were eagerly awaiting their owner's return, with a rather concerned expression. The dogs waited ever so patiently and didn't try to step foot inside. With such a physically and emotionally draining occupation, it came as a great relief to experience moments of pure and simple joy, such as this one, shared by Brazilian nurse Chris Manprim. She imagined if everyone was like this, with no evil and mistreatment in the world. Chris soon learned that Caesar would often go without a meal. In order to make sure his trusty companions had enough food, the dogs appeared to be pretty well taken care of. They were happy, clean, and in good health. Chris could tell that these animals were clearly loved by this man. As Caesar began to recover, staff invited the dogs in, so they could be by his side. They offered him a meal, which he of course ate some, and made sure to save enough to give to each of the dogs. When Caesar's treatment was complete and he was free to go, the dogs followed in tow after him. Chris couldn't believe her eyes. She had seen homeless people come into the hospital every day, but none of them had a group of friends as wonderful and loyal as Caesar's. Throughout the night, Chris took photos of the dogs and how they stood waiting for their owner. After her shift, Chris posted photos on Facebook and told the story of Caesar. A simple person without luxury who depends on help to overcome hunger, the cold, the pain, and the evils of the world, is blessed with the 4 best furry companions by his side through thick and thin. Caesar's heartwarming story went viral on Facebook, touching people's hearts with the compassion and love he shared with his stray dogs. Despite facing tough times himself, he chose to care for others in need, offering love and support to these abandoned canines. Their reciprocal bond ensures their safety in a harsh world, demonstrating enduring kindness even from the least expected sources. This heartening tale serves as a reminder that sometimes those who have the least to give can offer the most profound acts of love and care. Remy. During a dog neuter campaign, the howl of a dog rescue organization came across a friendly brown street dog they named Remy when they were visiting a rural town in Romania to conduct a spay-neuter campaign. That's when they spotted Remy, or rather, he spotted them. Every morning, when the volunteers went to the village, he would happily greet them. The team noticed that Remy had a very nasty burn scar above his nose, and the workers wondered what kind of torture a sweet dog like him could have suffered. The workers' hearts broke when they learned that Remy was a victim of the ignorant villagers' superstitious beliefs. In many villages in Romania, people believe that burning a dog's nose with a red-hot iron will help to build up their immune system and treat distemper. Sadly, there are no proven medical benefits to this cruel practice. It only adds even more pain to a dog that is already suffering. The organization also noticed that the tip of Remy's left ear was torn off. This poor guy had been through a lot. Remy's favorite spot to sleep was on the pavement in front of a grocery store in the shade. One of the workers in the store fed him daily, so he knew if he waited there on the sidewalk, he would get a decent meal. Every single morning that the teen went to the village, no matter if it was rain, hail, or sunshine, Remy was waiting in the same spot where they left him to welcome them with an infectious smile that lit up the room and a tail that never stopped wagging. Despite being a sweet and affectionate dog, Remy faced a difficult fate in rural Romania, where dogs are often perceived as mere tools for guarding and hunting. For dogs like Remy, who cannot fulfill those roles, finding a loving home is a challenge. Despite being abandoned and left to wander the streets, Remy continued to seek love from strangers. An animal organization tried to unravel Remy's story, but nobody in the village knew about his past. They neutered him during a spay-neuter campaign and found a scar on his nose, indicating he might have had a previous owner who abandoned him. The volunteers fitted Remy with a red collar, hoping to improve his chances of finding a home. They tirelessly searched for potential adopters, but sadly, no one stepped forward to offer him a loving home. Realizing that Remy had no future in the village, the team decided to take him back with them. In their care, Remy flourished, but it wasn't until he was adopted and flown to his forever home in North Carolina, USA, that he found true happiness. He now has a warm and loving family, a roof over his head, toys to play with, and friends to share his joy. Remy's journey from a rejected stray to a cherished member of a family is a heartwarming reminder of the love and care every dog deserves. Olivia and Rubio. Dog may be man's best friend, but in this case, it was a woman whom an Argentinian dog had his paw set on. Stay tuned to find out what happened when a woman shows stray dog affection and he waits outside her building for 6 months. German flight attendant Olivia Sievers lived in Germany, but frequently traveled to Buenos Aires, Argentina for work. One day in January 2016, a stray dog followed her when she was walking around the neighborhood near her hotel, the Hilton in Puerto Madero. She fed him, played with him, and then tried to get him to stop following her, but couldn't. He wouldn't leave her side. Olivia didn't want to cause the hotel any trouble by drawing the dog to their dog, so she tried to change her ways to discourage him. However, her attempts were all in vain, as he was always following right behind. She even tried to wait 1 hour, but he always watched and followed after her. It was puppy love. The dog was so happy and grateful that somebody gave him attention. Luckily for the lovesick dog, the hotel welcomed him warmly. Olivia affectionately named him Rubio and provided him with a cozy blanket for the chilly nights. Every morning, Rubio faithfully waited outside the hotel lobby for her. However, as with any long-distance relationship, the day of departure arrived. Olivia bid a reluctant farewell to Rubio and returned to Germany. Yet, upon her next visit to Buenos Aires, she was overwhelmed with emotion to find Rubio waiting at the same hotel. The staff informed her that he had been guarding the place since her departure. Over the next 6 months, Rubio became Olivia's loyal arrival buddy, patiently waiting for her return outside the hotel, eager to be in her company once more. Each time she left, Olivia grew more concerned about Rubio's well-being on the streets of Buenos Aires. Determined to find him a forever home, she reached out to an animal rescue organization. Quickly, they found a home for Rubio in the city, but he couldn't bear to be apart from his dear friend Olivia. Escaping the new house, he patiently waited for her return at the hotel. Overwhelmed with love for Rubio, Olivia eventually gave in. Their bond had grown so strong that she couldn't resist adopting him and bringing him back to Germany. Now Rubio is no longer a lonely stray. He thrives in his new home with Olivia and 2 other dogs. Their heartwarming journey touched many as Olivia shared it online, quickly going viral. People praised her compassion for showering affection on Rubio and ultimately giving him a loving home. Olivia firmly believes that their meeting was destined, and now Rubio is a loyal and devoted member of her family. His determination paid off, and he achieved his dream of finding a loving owner and a forever home with Olivia Sievers. Have you ever experienced a situation where a stray dog you showed affection to just wouldn't leave your side? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Thank you.